Welcome everybody to another episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, Newcastle's #1 film, TV and gaming podcast. Ooh, my name is Dylan and as always with my co-host,
Mitchell. Surely no one wants to father a goddamn child at this age like Adam did, so it must be time for 2C3 Pod, Herculean Aircraft! Gotcha. Womack, why am I not surprised, you piece of shit?
Oh, Indiana Jones or something? I don't know.
No.
I thought that was like a Sean Connery impression. It was? It is?
It was.
Do you want to say it again? Because I didn't understand what you actually said.
Womack, why am I not surprised, you piece of shit?
Whoa, Mark, why am I not surprised, you piece of shit? I don't know. Mark? What character plays a Mark in a Sean Connery movie?
A Mark? Where are you getting... Womack. Womack. His name's Womack.
Oh,
and he's a piece of shit.
I thought you said, whoa, Mark.
Whoa, Mark. You reckon Sean Connery ever said, whoa?
He could have.
He didn't. But
Anyway.
Sean Connery, The Rock, 1996.
Ah, yes, great
From The
movie,
Rock.
not that I remember. Anyway,
Exactly.
welcome everybody to another episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast. As we said, Newcastle, Australia's #1 film, TV and gaming podcast because there doesn't seem to be many others out there. So
we are the only one, so we are by default number
Well, there's
one.
a few, but we've just given ourselves the #1 because...
Nobody's come complaining.
That's
Simple
right.
as that. So #1.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I don't see any of them on the Apple Podcast Entertainment News charts like we are.
Are we back on there? Because that thing goes up and down all the time.
No, we're in the top 60 constantly, bro.
Ooh, bah.
Legit, exactly.
Yeah.
Top 60 in Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, as simple
We're
as
also
that.
on the New Zealand charts
That's right.
occasionally. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, pick up your game a little bit. Eh?
Yeah, thanks. Well, A.
Fish and chips, I don't know.
I was going to say A is like the slang for like Canada, A. And then fish and chips is being the Kiwi one.
Brew.
Yeah,
There we go, brew.
Yeah, brew cheese.
Yeah, brew.
Hey, brew.
Get us on the charts, brew.
Anyway, welcome to another racist episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, Newcastle's #1 film, TV, gaming podcast. My name is Dylan, as always, with the co-host.
Mitchell, that's
Right. And off the top of the episode, before we get into news and reviews, Trailer Park, Yarsa Pass, all of that goodness, Sir Sean Connery, before we do our homework, let's just say something there.
Okay.
Poor old bugger has passed away.
Yeah.
As we said, if we do every other week when there's a celebrity that's passed away, we don't like to say, well, our deepest condolences. We like to celebrate the life that they lived and the legacy that they left. So, yes, rest in peace, Sean Connery.
Exactly. A legend of the acting scene for many years. And like you said, it's not one to mourn the loss because you can celebrate the career. And 90 fucking years old, clearly achieved everything,
right.
everything that he could have achieved. So, you know,
That's
fantastic job on an amazing career.
That's right. Everybody was saying, for the last number of years, like, oh, he should come back. But you need to remember, he's been old for a long time.
Exactly. That's
Like,
right.
when he started James Bond, he was already old.
I was going to say, and that was in the 60s, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. So you're looking back 60 years ago.
Yeah.
The man's clearly old now.
That's
And, well,
right.
he was.
Yeah.
But yes.
But I did promise somebody I would say this. Sir Sean Connery has passed away on the weekend. Family sources say he died drowning in a never-ending streams of vagine. So, yes. Did you know he was in bodybuilding before Schwarzenegger?
No, I did not.
Yeah,
honestly.
I saw a photo. I was like, wow, dude was fit.
I mean, considering the ages, it makes sense, but I didn't know bodybuilding was a thing back that far.
yeah, it was placed
Yeah.
in a Mr. Universe
There you go.
contest at one
Yeah.
point. So outside of acting, he was also like, into fitness and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, Sir Sean Connery has unfortunately passed away. So that sucks. But on to some more positive news. You can certainly find us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, 2C3 Pod.
Of course. And wherever you're listening to us right now, thank you for your continued support. We appreciate it greatly. Whatever podcast platform you are listening to us on right now, please make sure if there's a way to follow, review, rate, subscribe. Apple Podcast being the key one for us.
Yes.
Absolutely. Keep us on that chart. Keep us on the Entertainment News chart. Shut up.
He loves it.
I do. I fucking love it. It's a bit of validation.
A bit of
for us.
validation.
Exactly.
Ooh, wow.
So yeah, no, 5 star. Oh, sorry. Ooh, big word. 5 stars. Thank you very much, please. That'd be amazing. But cliche slogan, of course. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course YouTube.
Big summer blowout because I have been uploading these podcast episodes from the recording from
That's
streams
right.
Back to YouTube now as well. So for
full
anybody,
episodes and DTCR.
that's correct. You can certainly find us as well on Redbubble and tpublic.com if you do want to support us outside of just listening and watching us on those platforms. You can buy a little bit of merchandise. Those merchandise items have been updated today to include more of our streaming sort of products as well. So you can certainly look at that. And you can certainly as well support us on Patreon.
Absolutely. Patreon, just search 2C3 Pod. You will find us there. There's so many extra goodies and stuff like that. But the key thing that you get, ladies and gentlemen, is a shout out. And we have some lovely people we are going to shout out at the end of the show. So very much looking forward to that.
That's
Nothing
right.
but positive vibes. And check out the bonus episode from this week where we sit down for 20 minutes and just talk.
Just chat.
We chat about the podcast and what's coming up over the end of the year and why we shouldn't do a podcast. I don't know. What does that mean? Is 2C3 Pod coming to an end? You better tune into Patreon.
That's right. You better
Patreon 2C3 Pod, 3 affordable tiers.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, because the end of the year is rapidly approaching. Yes. It's now early November as of this recording. We are sort of planning out our plan for the upcoming Christmas season. Whether we're going to be doing giveaways, etc., like we've done last year. This year it's going to be bigger and better than ever, as we like to tell ourselves. And we always like try to decide on what we're going to do leading up to that. So if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see us do as well, make sure you just send us a message on all of those platforms and whatever else as well.
Everywhere.
But at the moment, being the month of November, it is also Movember for those who do.
Yes, I know. I just had to.
Yeah. For those who do want to support us, we do have a Movember page open right now. Our goal is $250, but we've already hit 200 in 2 days.
And that's fantastic. And thank you to everybody who's already contributed so far. It means a lot to us, especially being our first charity thing as well.
Yes, that's correct.
We wanted to make sure this was a success. And so we did somewhat set the bar low, but also we had no
expectations weren't really, we didn't know what to expect.
No, that's exactly right, being the first time we've done this. So the fact that we've already almost smashed that goal and we're 3-4 days into it now, this is awesome. We've still got the rest of the month, so anything we can get above that, above and beyond, it's just greatly appreciated.
That's right. So if you're watching this podcast live right now on Facebook, the link is there. But if you're on Twitch watching this, Dylan2C3 Pod, if you're in the chat, just go ! Movember. It'll give you the link to take you to that page if you would like to make a donation as well. So that would be greatly appreciated.
Or if you're listening to the podcast we're recording, links are down below.
That's right. Links are fucking everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You'll find
so many links.
You'll find it. If you can't figure out the links below, head on over to Facebook, 2C3 Pod. Bam.
That's right. Anyway,
Bob
I think
is your
it's
uncle.
Little time for news this week.
Now, extra.
Read all about it. So
let's do it.
That's right. So now this week, last week or a little while ago, as of this recording, it was Halloween. Now we didn't do like a Halloween themed podcast or anything like that because we didn't really think about it.
No, we honestly didn't. It didn't even cross our minds.
No, that's because being in Australia, Halloween isn't the biggest thing. But in saying that, the great thing about the Halloween period is that all of the spooky stuff comes out of the woodworks regarding movies and TV shows and what's on the horizon regarding horror films, etc.
Yes, indeed.
Now, on the grand scheme of things of film and TV and gaming news as such, still pretty quiet, obviously due to the planet Earth in the situation that it's in right now.
Yes.
But, as I said, due to Halloween, this episode of the podcast this week is chock full, as you'll see in the description if you listen to this later, is chock full of horror news. So any horror film fans out there, strap yourselves in because we've got a lot to talk about. Oh. And I'm very fucking excited about this first one and the second one and the third one and the fourth one and all the way through to the very end.
Honestly, I'm just going to say, before we started recording, we were discussing like excitement levels for the show and you were very high.
Yeah, you definitely put a damper on that one, didn't you?
No. But there was a reason for that because I was tossing up whether or not to bring it up or not, but the very first thing, Sean Connery.
Yep.
Like, I had a sour taste in my mouth because I understand everybody celebrating the man, but you know about his dark past?
Oh, yeah, he's a piece of shit, but like great actor.
No, that's what I mean.
Well,
but
anyway.
No, but that's what I mean. As in, I'm not going to spend too long on this. I'm not going to rain on the parade and stuff like that. But at the same time, I just felt it needed to be addressed that this dude was like a serial woman abuser, and openly said many times it's totally fine to hit a woman with an open hand. Yeah, if they're being out of line, like. Sorry, I just had to...
I was going to say, you had to bring it up, didn't you?
No, I felt like I did because I haven't seen much covered about that. When I saw that he died, I was like, oh, damn. Okay, We'll give it time. Oh, well. And I just kind of like brushed over it like, oh, it's not a big deal. And then everyone was going, Sean Connery. And I was like... Do we not forget what he's done and how he lives his life?
Talking on that for a moment, like you can always turn around, and this is not an excuse to say, well, it was definitely a different period of time, but it should have never been acceptable.
Yeah,
in any case. But like, you understand where he's coming from when he's saying those sort of things, in the sense of like, for whatever reason, society thought that like women were second-rate.
Oh, we understand.
Citizens.
He grew up in a different time.
That's what I'm saying.
I understand that 100%.
It doesn't take away from the fact that was a horrible thing to do.
Exactly, but
and if he didn't want to ruin his reputation to some degree, he probably should have just kept his fucking mouth shut. But he was open and honest, like Liam Neeson did that time. Remember when he opened up about?
He was stalking somebody planning to kill them.
Well, he was going to a black fella.
Yeah,
he was waiting for any black
Yeah.
motherfucker to come out of the woodwork, and he wanted to bash
didn't
him,
matter
whatever.
who it was, yeah.
But then he turned himself around. Sean Connery never apologized for hitting women.
No, exactly. That's right. No.
But what we're celebrating is his phenomenal acting career, not his personal life.
Yes, no, exactly. But I felt, I mean, being a film, TV, and gaming podcast, I don't just want to sit here and kiss people's butts when there's other sides to the coin to be flipped. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing with Kevin Spacey. Okay, he's essentially blacklisted. What he's done is fucking awful.
Yeah,
and I have no respect for that man. But I still watch The Usual Suspects, and I love it. I still watch Horrible Bosses, and I love that.
I don't know. I still watch
Baby. I still watch Baby Driver, and he's fantastic in that. I like the actor, not the person.
I
like Sean Connery's acting.
Yeah,
fucking hate the person. He's a scumbag.
I watch those films now, especially with Kevin Spacey, and I've got a level of to see it.
Yeah,
you know. So I don't know.
That.
I look at it from a different perspective of like, wow, like.
No, I get that. If I was more of a fan of Louis C.K., you know, like, as in I would actually, I could still watch his stand-up. Yeah. But I don't want to know the person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just felt like it was warranted to bring that up, to make sure that we covered the fact that, yes, it is a loss to the industry. Incredible actor. His work speaks for itself. Yeah. But also, let's not forget, he was a dick.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
He was a typical Hollywood actor.
Yeah, from the fucking 60s.
From the 60s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, no, I just felt like that was warranted to bring that up. I just felt like that was worth a discussion.
Anyway, to bring it back to good news this week.
Yes, now let's get hyped for some spooky news, as you were teasing. Yes. Well, what is the first big one you want to cover?
Okay, so the big one is probably the double wide of the news for me this week.
Double wide of the news? I don't think you've said that before. I like that.
But it's saying that as well, it's worth a discussion because we've talked about this a lot in the past on previous episodes. Now, one of our latest fans of the podcast, essentially, I will say L, from like Twitch and Facebook and all that, knows that like over the weekend on my last stream, we talked about movies and whatever else. I always brought the conversation back to Hellraiser. And the reason I kept bringing it back is because I was bringing up the idea of Ralph Fiennes to play like Perfect Choice. Go to my Instagram, I put the clip up there.
Absolutely,
I proved it, how good it looks. But in saying that,
no, exactly, and I love the fact that you finally actually proved that as well, because
I showed it.
Exactly, that was a hardcore discussion we had like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 months ago on the podcast.
Like 10, 11, 12 months ago,
who knows, man? It was that fucking long ago. But yes.
But in saying that, in recent history, the last time we talked about like the Hellraiser franchise news, essentially, we've already established that there is a film reboot on the way. There's also, at the same time, a disconnected HBO TV series being developed as well.
Fucking fantastic.
And then the news hit that Clive Barker, the original creator of A Hellbound Heart, Scarlet Gospel, and the writer and director of Hellraiser 1 and 2, I believe.
The Godfather.
Yeah. The guy who brought this character to life and the Pinhead to life and the Cenobite universe, he's attempting to regain the film rights to the TV series. And we looked at this, well, yes, it's a good thing because the original creator gets to have another stab at, possibly have another stab at what he created. But at the same time, doesn't always work. Jim Cameron.
No, that's exactly right.
With Dark Fate.
At the same time as well, like as in, yes, you've done your work for this. Now let's let some new eyes and new creative minds get behind it.
That's
and just
right.
Enjoy your product still living. You know, like that's probably the key takeaway. Just enjoy that it's still out there.
That's right. And then we got word that David Gordon Green, who's responsible for, co-creating the most recent Halloween film, was on board to, direct the early episodes of the Hellraiser TV series. Recent news has confirmed that Clive Barker is joining the HBO Hellraiser adaptation along with David Gordon Green as some sort of like executive producer or some sort of, involvement to the creation. And that excites the fuck out of me that there is somebody like David Gordon Green who is still fairly fresh in the film industry, essentially.
But also
to put his
almost a grizzled veteran at this stage as well.
That's right. He knows what he's doing when it comes to rebooting horror icons, but also to partner up with the dude who created it in the first place. When you go back and you watch Hellraiser 1 and 2, avoiding the others, it really gives you a good understanding of what they were really going for and what we haven't seen in cinema and film since then. Those types of really visceral themes that we haven't really seen much anymore, apart from maybe 50 Shades of Grey. That's probably the closest we've gotten. So to bring that back, that creative mind back with David Gordon Green as well, Clive Barker, and David Gordon Green coming together for the early episodes of the HBO series. I am now more jazzed.
Oh, absolutely.
About this.
Absolutely. Before this news, we'd spoken about how hyped we were for the new film. Yeah. And then this was also like, okay, great. That's good. That's good. But now with this news, and then not only that, have you seen the list of producers that are attached to this that are yeah, absolutely. Just to run through some of them, you've got Dan Farrow, who's known for Ready Player One, and then you've got Vertigo Entertainment's Roy Lee, who's known for fucking It, of course. But then not only that, you've got all of the guys, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, Jodie Hill, and Brandon James all coming over from Halloween.
Yes.
I mean, that is just the producer list, of course. Like, that is stacked.
That's got me kind of concerned that the TV series is going to be 1,000 times better than the actual film that's in production, because I've kind of forgotten who's involved with that. And in saying that too, I'm kind of at the idea of like, you know what, there is enough lore and story here. I think it would, and especially with how good HBO TV shows are with Chernobyl and Game of Thrones, and how much effort and production quality that they put into it. It's not like it's being picked up by Sci-Fi.
No, that's
and it's
right.
destined to be terrible, because everything that Sci-Fi produces is hot garbage.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see that like HBO is the one doing this, and I honestly think it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like attached to the new film we have director David Bruckner.
Yeah, that rings a bell. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then writing credits, of course, Clive Barker, Ben Collins, David S. Goyer.
That's where I get this confused. So David S. Goyer was like co-writer and responsible for a lot of the DCU films from...
That's right.
Well, I think... No, well, hold on a minute. I know it was David Ayer who directed Suicide Squad. There's more news about that whole thing, but we're going to skip that because that's just total garbage.
Yeah.
David S. Goyer has been responsible for co-writing and writing a lot of Hollywood's hits and misses over the years. Yeah, so he doesn't have a clean track record. That's right. But at the same time, like, I've respected the work that he's done. So I still have faith in the cinematic iteration, but I have more faith that the TV series is going to flesh things out a lot more and give us a hell of a lot more to sink our teeth into.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. But hopefully you've got a little bit more faith as well, because he is attached as producer as well, along with Keith Levine and then the non-rapey Weinstein.
Yes.
Bob? Bob Weinstein, yes, exactly. So I have full faith that these will at least... live up to our expectations, because I feel like our bar is so low. But this news is starting to prop it up, especially the TV series. That's key for me, because films come and go and they get fucked up and we just kind of forget about it, like as in there's been shitty reboots of stuff for ages.
TV shows have opportunity to turn things around halfway through.
Exactly, that's right. And yes, 100%. But as we always say, in almost one of our mantras for the show, even if the reboot is shit, we've still got the original. So
doesn't take away from the original.
We can always fall back on that. So I'm not so worried about the film with David S. Goyer even being attached. Okay, all right. We'll just see what you can do. But the HBO TV series, all right, this is the one now. This is, you can't fuck this up.
That's right. You literally can't, because of the production and the people behind it. Now, we've talked about how, the David Gordon Green and his crew from the Halloween, from the Rough House pictures with Danny McBride as well, Jodie Hill, Brendan James. The good thing about that is because they've already had an amazing success with not rebooting, but handling a sequel to a franchise which has had a similar cinematic route from Hellraiser, where they started out great, ended up dog shit, took a few left turns here and there, as where Hellraiser, I think, got a little bit tougher, because it just went straight to the very bottom.
No, that's right, exactly.
And one thing as well, there was a little bit of news that I didn't include in the notes today, because it's not really news, it's more of just like a reconfirmation that Jason Blum, CEO of Blumhouse Pictures, has once again expressed his interest in rebooting Friday the 13th. Now, in saying that, he said that in 2018, and he said it again just in like a one-off interview. Is that still something you would like to do? Yes. And the article was going on about the idea that so this came off the back of the Craft legacy. You have Halloween, produced by Blumhouse, which is a sequel to the original Halloween films, and then you have the Craft legacy, which is a sequel.
Yes, exactly.
To like an older film franchise.
96,
So they've got a great track record.
One-off. There was no other Craft films. So this is a direct sequel. Yeah, exactly. But
so they've got a great track record of never actually rebooting, but just revitalizing what was once good.
Yeah, exactly.
So if they were to make a sequel from Friday the 13th 1 and 2, so obviously number 1 is Mrs. Voorhees.
Pamela Voorhees.
Yes. And then Jason makes more of an impact in number 2.
Well, number 2, Jason does come in as the killer now as an adult, and he's got the bag over his head. So the mask doesn't even come in until number 3.
Okay, so if they were to make like a sequel to that, or even maybe number 1 or 2, but probably number 3 because that's been the most iconic look.
Well, see, if we can briefly touch on the Platinum Dunes reboot from 2009, I think it was.
Not a bad adaptation.
Exactly.
And that was a continuation, wasn't it?
Well, yes, it was because they managed to,
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Before you say that,
just
imagine a straight up Freddy versus Jason sequel.
Stop it.
Stop it. Like a direct sequel from all of the shitty, like great and
No,
shitty
not November's about to finish, my friend. I'm a start.
Like from both franchises, Robert Englund.
Dude,
Blumhouse, you heard it here first.
Don't even. But
Anyway.
if I wanted to touch on the Platinum Doom ones just for a second there, because that one did a really good job of basically having the first 4 films crammed into the opening montage.
We talked about this the other day.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that first 10-15 minutes essentially perfectly just briefly like montaged together the first 4 films, and then there you go, there's your Freddy movie. Jason movie, my apologies. So
it did the same with Freddy though.
No, but at the same time though, like that was just establishing the fact that he was a dead character. It wasn't coming off the back of another one. It was just explaining about how he got murdered by the parents and burned alive. Whereas Jason, they needed to get through the the no mask period, then finding the mask, and then start a movie.
Because I watched it recently, I remember there was flashes during that Freddy introduction scene where there's moments where he's coming out of the TV and he's like eating that woman.
Oh god.
What? That's like number 6 or 7?
No. I think that was number 3. That might have been Dream Warriors.
Yeah, but still, like that was well and truly into the established canon, and that was connected too.
Sorry, did you just say you watched Freddy vs. Jason?
Yeah, recently. I talked about it on my...
Oh, right. Yeah, that's in my watched at home again this week.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Oh, dude,
I watched it maybe 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
3 or 4 weeks ago.
No. Yes, but that one makes sense, having to quickly summarize like both characters' origins just quickly. But
perfectly.
It's so good.
Right?
We'll get it. I've already... that's what I'll watch at home. But no, Blumhouse... Honestly, at this stage, with everything they've been doing, touch whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Okay? Michael Bay, keep your filthy fucking Platinum Dunes paws hands off.
Out of it.
Anything. Okay? Just
That's
fucking...
right.
And there is a Platinum Dunes trailer this week that I want to bitch slap upside the fucking face. Like,
oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, no, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. Trailer Park coming up later, ladies and gentlemen, but there's one that I just want to rage on so fucking hard.
Okay.
But...
Yeah.
Blumhouse, Jason Blum, we know you're listening. We love you. Touch whatever you want, okay? Take whatever franchise you want. I'll at least entrust you to give it a go.
That's correct, yeah. And in saying that, I'm super excited for the future of Hellraiser, of course, because I'm glad that it's getting some love.
But speaking of exciting futures for franchises and different directions, pun intended,
yes,
it looks like Insidious number 5 is in talks to potentially have main star Patrick Wilson direct.
Isn't that
make his
amazing?
Directing debut.
Yes.
I checked IMDb. He doesn't even have the category of director in his credits. So this is huge if this potentially works out.
Patrick Wilson, for those who... He's the kind of guy that if you're not familiar with his work like we are, you have to Google and go, oh yeah, I know that dude.
Exactly.
He's the kind of guy who can escape into roles really well and you won't even notice. But he's also played in a lot of those... I wouldn't say lesser budget, but like lesser well-known properties, like In the Tall Grass, which is direct to Netflix Stephen King adaptation.
Exactly.
And then he was also like heading the Insidious films and also the Conjuring films.
You want to know the greatest performance this man has ever done?
Aquaman.
Nope. 2004's Hard Candy with Ellen Page.
Okay.
That movie is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. And that is one of my favorite fucking films.
Yeah.
So underrated. 5 credited cast members. 2 of them are in a dining scene. 1 person pops in for like 3 lines and it's just Ellen Page and Patrick Wilson. Yeah. And it is a fucking brutal fucking story, man.
Amazing.
Dead set. No, I highly recommend that. If you want to get a good grasp on how well he is at method acting.
Yeah. Well, I saw a tweet a little while ago saying like Patrick Wilson is like the nice Hollywood guy that you see in everything, but you never see him like on the red carpet or like in tabloids or anything like that. Like he's just such a genuine dude in Hollywood, and I'd love to shake his hand one day. But he is
absolutely, and he's friends with our boy, man.
Oh, James Wan.
Our boys, and Lee Winnell. He would know him as well, hand in hand.
Buds, yeah.
Oh, I bet they just text each other just for funsies.
Maybe they were like, well, who wants to direct Insidious 5? And Patrick was like...
And Pat's like, I haven't given it a go. And James is like, come on, man, you got this. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, okay, that's fine. And Lee's like, you got it, man.
You got it, brother.
It's all good. Yeah.
So Patrick Wilson, the star of the Insidious franchise up until, what, number 2 is where it ended, didn't it? But then there was like the key and
yeah, exactly.
There's a bunch of spin-offs.
No, only the first 2. That's right, because number 3 was where Lee Winnell had his first go at directing one of the films as well as writing, and he's not in that.
Anyway, I don't mind the Insidious franchise.
No, I'm fine with it.
I think I've seen them all at least once, but I'm excited to see him return to the franchise. Fair enough, he may not be playing the same character in the film. I think how Insidious 1 and 2 connected, sort of the ghost realm and intertwined with the real world. I thought that was brilliant. But in saying that, I'm kind of over the James Wan style horrors because they have been done to death by other directors since then.
Exactly, that's
right. But then we've got good news about this where he's coming back and it might add that level of love and attention that we kind of need in this franchise.
Yeah, that's right.
The Conjuring made me do it. The Devil made me do it. I'm not really sure how that's going to pan out. It may be good, but this, I'm jazzed because of the directing options.
No, that's exactly right. And having him back in front of the camera as well, in front and behind, I think that's a big get for this franchise in particular because it wasn't so much a dying franchise as it was always going to be a number 5 because it's a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker, full stop. So. But this is definitely a shot in the arm. Like, this is some adrenaline to this series that it's needed for a while. So it probably needed since number 2. And I hate to crap on number 3. It just wasn't as good as the first 2.
That's right.
But
I didn't mind the last
That was a fucking high bar.
Yeah. The last key, I didn't mind it because it was its fine standalone story.
Yeah.
I thought that was fine. And Lynn Shay is great in these spooky movies.
Of course, exactly. Yeah. But it was serviceable for what it was. But I'm excited to see Patrick make his debut directing and back in the franchise and anything involved with this man, this series, all of our boys. I'm all on board. Yeah, excellent. Absolutely. Moving on to the next bit of hot Halloween news this week. One more little bit of news regarding horror films, and it's turning back to Halloween. Now, this is the greatest experience of my life. We're turning this into this joke because Halloween Kills, it's fantastic.
According to lead actress Jamie Lee Curtis, who's had a wonderful career in many different films, and I'm glad she's making her return to prominent Hollywood.
If she'd never done Halloween, Freaky Friday, it's fine. She's still a legend.
She's still absolutely a legend, but I'm glad that she's like, you know what? I can do these fucking low-bar horror movies and still be loved and adored.
Low-bar, not in a disrespectful way whatsoever. Just being like,
she could be in fucking Avatar or some shit like that.
She could be in an Oscar-worthy film, but
she chooses to do
stick to the origin, stick to what you know, stick to what you love, and we fucking love her for it.
That's right. But yeah, according to Jamie Lee Curtis, Halloween Kills, the sequel, which is supposed to be out now, is saying that apparently it's taking the sequel into a direction that it's never been in before, and it's although it was written before the whole COVID-19 sort of thing hit, and the current American political landscape and the divide that they're experiencing, blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
She's turned around and saying that the sequel is a masterpiece and speaks with the current moment because it's a mob film.
Oh, that's fantastic. So there's going to be a mob mentality. Oh, shit. So the people... Oh, man. I'm just getting so excited. So the people are going to rise up against Michael Myers.
Yeah, so the people of the town, essentially. But she's saying this is a modern masterpiece and it connects to, like, modern society because of how divided, like, the world is with the riots and things like that. So... I don't know, like, whether I'm keen on that, but I just like the idea that, we're going to get a good film.
Exactly, and that's really exciting. But how devastating, though, was the news that we got released the teaser trailer, which would be exciting.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be when the film was out this year.
Yeah, it's very fucking disappointing. But in saying that, like, it's just like Christmas in itself. Christmas is coming and we get excited. And then the day's here and then it's all over.
Exactly.
So, like, the idea that things have been pushed back outside of our control, it just makes... It longs... for more excitement, I guess.
Exactly. And steering off the Halloween topic just for a split second, but keeping in the same vein, at the end of last year, we were so hyped for 2020 and what a big year in film it was going to be.
Yeah.
And now we get to have that same feeling again.
Yeah.
Because everything's been pushed back to 2021.
That's right.
Double down with what was already coming out in 2021. Yeah. So now next year, we're going to have a bonkers crazy year.
Yep.
Unless this virus restarts.
Well,
and then we'll
see. So, like, you know how last year at the end of the year, you were like, you wrote a big, beautiful spiel about how great cinema was and how excited we were looking forward to it. I started writing one of those today for video games because 2020 has been the year of video games.
Exactly, that's right. right. Everyone's stuck at home. Got to do something.
That's right. So, like, I've written one for, like, fair enough, like, the cinematic landscape has been a bit of a landslide this year, but we've had a great year in gaming, and here's my reasons as to why and who the true winner is of gaming in 2020.
I'll still write one for film, but it'll just be, it was shit. And that's it.
No.
I will do that for our closing episode of the year. I will write out a nice little summary of the year and just, like, maybe some of the underdogs who got a chance that they wouldn't have otherwise. But back to Halloween, though. Do we want to break down the teaser a little bit? Or,
go for it.
There's not too much to break down, really.
I haven't seen the teaser yet.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
Oh, okay. No, well, fair enough. I didn't want to chuck it in Trailer Park because I don't normally do that for teaser trailers. I did this week, though, for one, because I had to.
You had to this time,
But essentially, the teaser, there's Jamie Lee Curtis just pointing out that, like, this Halloween kills. Like, literally, kind of, it's a pun of itself. But you just see Michael's feet walking up to the mask in the street and that, and Jamie Lee Curtis narrating, this Halloween Michael isn't just coming, he kills, or something like that. So cliche, but enough to get my goose pimples popping, and I'm fired up. So
very good.
So that's very exciting. But again, 12 more months to wait, but we'll start the countdown. Just the simple fact that we should have already had Halloween Kills. We should have already had Spiral, the Saw Legacy film.
Oh, yes, the Book of Saw.
That was supposed to be coming out in July.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It should have been 4 months ago on our YouTube page. Head on over there for all our DTCRs.
Yeah, because we, harped on about that for a good, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
About how we're excited so much about that.
Exactly.
That's right. Another example of, horror films being helmed by the unexpected comedian. And I know that Jordan Peele is also working on a new horror project.
Oh, what was it? We touched on it a couple of weeks ago. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, based off a novel, I believe, or something along those lines.
That. Anyway, yeah.
But either way, absolutely, that's one to look forward to. But yeah, just the amount of film. Man, why do we just get sad? It's just, we shouldn't be sad. But yeah,
here's all the great things that we've all missed out on this year.
But Halloween next year is going to be fantastic, and then we still get 2022 for Halloween Ends. And the crazy thing is, these fucking films are sitting there finished.
I know.
They're fucking sitting there, man, for the next 24 months. We don't know how this is going to end. Some dude could some janitor could just go into a room and go, oh yeah, I'll watch a movie. I would lose my job. I would lose my fucking job if I was a janitor and I went in to clean somewhere and saw that and went, all right, I'm locking this bitch. And I'm sitting down and
I'll be holding it for ransom.
Yeah, and then going to prison.
That's right. But anyway, yes, off the topic of horror films and movies now. Moving on to some more...
settle down, people, settle down. There'll be more coming.
That's right, but we've filled a good chunk of the episode with horror talk. One more little bit of news regarding... It's not really news. I just found it fascinating that somebody beat something at something. Yeah. And so what I've got here now, we're all familiar with Tom Cruise, the actor Tom Cruise, and how he's somehow immortal to danger, regardless of the situations that he's in. But we do know that he had a record for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation for holding his breath for about 6 minutes or so.
Yes, around 6 minutes. And obviously this isn't a world record. It's just a Hollywood filming record for a main star.
That's right. And 6 minutes, is very, very impressive. I mean, obviously Tom Cruise is an incredibly fit dude. Scientology, the religion looks after him very well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm thinking of converting because I've got about 20 seconds in me and then I'm fucking dead.
I know, right? You don't give me all the goodies.
Lung capacity.
That's right. But in saying that,
asthma, cigarettes,
as least expected, another Hollywood actress on the set of the Unspoken film, which we'll mention in a moment.
No, we will not.
Okay.
Do not mention the title of the film. We made a bet.
Okay,
we made a deal.
That's right.
A deal.
So another actress out of nowhere who's not known for doing crazy, stupid stunts.
No, that's right. Exactly.
Who's just known for being a fantastic actress in the films that she's in some massive big hits over the years. She's broken the underwater breath holding record for 7 minutes underwater. She's beaten Tom Cruise. And I'll give the listeners 1 second to guess who it is. Oh, it's too late. It was Kate Winslet.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Out of fucking nowhere comes Katie old Winslet.
Yeah.
Old Winslet. But that's right. And Tom Cruise, this fucking phenomenal prototype human being who was just known for, I want to film a movie and be in fucking space because I can. And I'm Tom Cruise. Let me fly that plane. Let me jump off that plane. Let me do that motorcycle. Let me jump from building to building. Yeah. This nut has just been sitting on that record for however long it's been. Yep. And then all of a sudden Kate Winslet's like... and does it. Again, we aren't talking world records here, but these are people who don't have to do this stuff.
And that's right.
And they did.
And saying that too, but Kate Winslet, I didn't know her to be like the athletic superhuman type like Tom Cruise.
No, she's got a wonderful figure, but she doesn't look athletic.
Yeah, she's
you
not.
know what I mean?
I mean, she's healthy, but she's not. Yeah, as we said, like she's not like rippled to the bone.
Oh,
with,
yeah,
like,
absolutely,
muscle.
a healthy human being. But at the same time, yeah, she's not. You don't see her running marathons and stuff like that, like
That's
endurance. You know, so. For her to do this, good on you. Like, fuck
yeah. Absolutely.
And you know what Tom Cruise is going to do? I'm going to film the next movie underwater. The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
the whole cast and crew will be holding their breath the whole
It's not
time.
going to be called Submarine. It's going to be called Tom Cruise Swimming. Like, that's essentially it.
But I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
No, exactly. Like a good little pats on back. Pats on back all around. Yeah.
And it happened while she was filming the next big Hollywood attempted hit that we will not mention because at the moment, until we get a trailer, it's non-existent.
That's right. The only thing we will mention if you wanted to just piece it together if you're missing out, James Cameron. That's all we're going to say. Okay. But otherwise, we have banned that name from the film, from the thing, because we've been waiting too fucking long.
That's right. The
Simple
thing,
as that.
yes.
The thing. Exactly. Not to be confused with the thing.
That's right. Anyway, one more little bit of news, because there wasn't really anything to do with gaming this week, other than a few... I looked up the releases of games that are coming out, but there's nothing that's too sort of eccentric to talk about that we could have an in-depth discussion about. But I do know that obviously that Netflix is helming a lot of live-action adaptations of video games moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, we've already talked about the Resident Evil reboots. Essentially, that's all happening there. There's a little bit of news around in the movies there. People are excited for it because on-set photos look really relatable to the source material, which is good.
That's what we want.
But we've recently had the release of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is the latest Assassin's Creed McDonald's franchise to launch across the planet Earth. There's like 100,000 of these fucking things by now.
I don't understand the reference. Sorry.
There's so many.
Oh, like Assassin's Creed's or Valhalla's?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh, okay, right.
So Assassin's Creed Valhalla is like a Viking version of Assassin's Creed.
Right. Yeah,
and the reference to McDonald's is because there's so many.
Yes.
It's like Call of Duty. There's so many.
Yeah. No. Now I understand.
Yes. The movie was boring as hell. Michael Fassbender, lead actor, it was a crap movie. It was boring as fuck.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, Netflix has confirmed a live-action adaptation of a series, like a TV series. So they're fleshing things out a bit, which is nice.
I'll never get sick of saying that Netflix is legit. Like, beyond legit. There's a trailer coming up in Trailer Park that is produced by Netflix with a directing star, and you're like, what?
That's right.
Why? You know, because they're fucking legit. And things like this, they've proven they can do. So something like this, in the gaming community, hey, if you're salty about this or you're like, oh, I'm not sure, give them a chance.
That's
Simple
right.
as that, because they do have a proven track record now.
And the good thing, track record. And the good thing about Netflix adaptations too is because yes, they are still high budget. They still put in a lot of effort. But like if it fails, it's okay.
No, that's exactly
It's not like a big movie where people go, well, it didn't do this right, didn't do that right. It doesn't establish the lore well enough, and planet Earth erupts in a big pile of horse shit. If it's Netflix, they go, okay, we'll try it again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I'm glad. I'm not going to watch it because me personally, I don't care about Assassin's Creed. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
But in saying that, I respect the people who do enjoy the franchise for what it is, and they should be excited.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is something to look forward to and easily accessible as well.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
Unlike HBO Max, get your shit together.
Get your shit together. Anyway, moving across from that, that's all the news done for this week. Definitely a heavy horror episode for Halloween, but we're moving on to what we've watched at home with 2C3 Pod. So
absolutely,
kick it off for me.
Now, I'll wrap up mine pretty quickly because you've got a couple of newer ones there that we can talk about briefly. But of course, I mentioned earlier, I rewatched Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
It is still as good as ever. I absolutely love that film so much. And after what it did building up both of these franchises for so fucking long and giving horror fans what they actually fucking wanted.
Yeah.
It's just a treat. It's a treat to go back and rewatch this one. 2003. It's still a fucking classic.
It's a great time.
Wasn't uber successful at the box office, but definitely made up for it.
Was it ever going to be? You know,
well, no, that's the thing. Yeah, absolutely. Because the numbers, like you think about that today, this film was made for $30 million in 2003 and made $114 million worldwide.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
No. But you think about today's inflated numbers. If this came out in 2019, it would have had a $60 million budget and made 450.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because that sounds like a reasonable number.
Okay.
But 30 million for 116, a little bit underwhelming. But it's made up for it with people like us who just go, it's fucking great. Okay.
In saying that, like I would have been too young to watch it at the movies back then. But everybody around me talked about it.
I was 11. Okay. I didn't know this existed until I was like 15, 16.
That's a problem. I was 10, and all of my friends, like one of my friends in primary school, Bruce, for example, had seen and loved and talked about the Freddy and Jason franchises at school all the time.
Yeah.
I never got to watch them.
Yeah.
I never asked to watch them. I probably was allowed, but I just never did.
Yeah.
So now, like, being able to experience these things
especially with the accessibility we've got as well.
That's right. As a grown-up, like, I wish I was able to go support those films in cinemas when they were out there.
Yeah,
but now it's all about, respecting them later.
Exactly, and that's also what we're doing by going to see newer films.
That's right.
Yeah, taking a chance on things. So I got the chance to watch that. I also rewatched 500 Days of Summer. Yep. I absolutely love that film. Have you seen it? Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Actually, no. And can't think of a name.
Come on.
I love her in everything I've seen her in, but I can't think of a name right now.
Come on. All right, I'm just going to keep
I'm not going to get it. Yeah.
It's Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah,
exactly. But, Zoe Deschanel, Emily Blunt, they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
But, no, I absolutely adore this film. I think it's one of the most honest representations of love and falling in love and having, like, a fling almost.
Yep.
Like, out there. I love this film so much. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's fantastic. And I watched the first episode of Truth Seekers.
Oh, yes.
Amazon with Nick Frost
on
and Simon
list,
Pegg.
yes.
Yeah. First episode set it up really nicely.
Yep.
I think I'm going to be underwhelmed with the amount of Simon Pegg because he's not a part of the
It does
Truth Seekers.
seem like it's going to be more Nick Frost.
It is Nick.
show.
That's right. It is Nick Frost and his counterpart, but Simon Pegg plays his boss with an amazingly fake toupee.
Yeah.
Like, just so obvious. He plays a snooty kind of boss in that. Nick Frost just plays a paranoid guy. Looks like there's a bit of history there with a wife passing away, something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's a lot more to dive into, but it was enough to hook me in. I'm going to, finish that show. It's all there on Amazon Prime. Love Amazon.
It's on my list to watch.
I had a good time watching stuff this week. It's been fun.
Excellent. Very good.
What about you? You've got some rippers there. Did you want to kick it off with the one that I saw last week that we can discuss back and forth?
Yes, very briefly. Cool. So I wasn't going to, but then I did end up watching it. I was like, you know what? I've got the time. Let's just check this out. I watched Borat's subsequent movie film.
Yes.
And yeah, it was fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was serviceable for what it is.
I mean, it was exactly what you expected, but what I appreciated the most about it. Now, I don't like when films interject real life events too heavily into it because you watch films for escapism. But how the film, spoiler alert, introduced the plot of... I'm just spoiling the whole thing because it's not really like a big reveal.
Are you talking about the ending?
Yeah.
No, don't spoil the ending. Don't spoil the ending. That is a nice twist, and it is a good catch.
That twist, I was like, okay, that's pretty funny.
Exactly. That was a nice reward for sitting through basically the same film from 16 years ago or whatever. You sit through Borat, you get through it all, and then you get this nice twist because you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I didn't expect some kind of to match up with current circumstances.
That's right.
But
I thought it was
perfectly.
good. And there are some scenes where you kind of go, oh, do I want to look away or not? But then you watch it and it's all in good fun. Exactly. And some of the reactions of the people that they interact with is exactly how you expect.
Exactly. And if you enjoyed Borat, you enjoy this.
That's right. And the whole, the moment with, the young woman in the room with Rudy Giuliani, that's just spiraling right now and it's fantastic. And I thought that was going to go a little further than it did.
No, because that's the thing. They play that beautifully just to get that one shot.
Yep.
Just to get that one shot.
I know exactly
and
what
then you take that one shot out of context, fucking pandemonium. Yeah. But at the same time, it was innocent. I mean, he seems like a sus dude. I'm just saying that. No political views here. But
he was baited into that particular situation.
100%. Just to get that one shot so that, bam, here comes Borat. Yeah, exactly. But it's all in good fun. And I enjoyed it, as I said last week.
Yeah,
you enjoyed
it too, yeah.
If you enjoy Borat and Sacha Baron Cohen, it's a good time.
That's right. Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
I've got a surprise hit here. One that I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did. And this is probably one that we should have checked out and didn't. Well, I'm not sure if you've seen it or not. Yeah. Escape Room.
Escape Room. No, I have
not.
So
it's an American psychological puzzle horror film from 2019 where these people are selected to go into this escape room to basically...
Where did you watch it first, sorry?
Netflix?
Was it a Netflix film?
Or Amazon? I can't remember where I watched it. Anyway, a streaming service, one of the two. Yeah. There is an Escape Room 2 now. Well, sorry, it's planned for a release in 2021, so it's coming. Okay. Yeah. But Escape Room, I remember when I saw the trailers a couple of years ago now, and I saw the premise, I was like, you know what, I've probably seen this film a few times before. It's reminiscent of Saw and The Cube and those types of puzzle-related films where you've got people in a group who have to work together and then they get lost and there's paranoia and there's deception about who's doing what and what's real and what's not. Okay. But in saying that, the film does everything in a very unique way where there is the very possibility that everybody could survive, but because, some people are worse than others for certain circumstances, this came to popularity due to the rise in actual escape room sort of
real life puzzle
rooms, whatever you would call them.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Happy fun times, essentially. Attractions.
Yes. There you go. Bingo.
But there is the possibility that they were playing off that, and the people who are there are connected in some form or another.
Okay,
but overall,
right. Yeah.
I didn't expect to enjoy this film as much as I did. I thought it was quite good. Like the performance overall, top notch. Tucker and Dale versus Evil, the guy who plays.
Oh yes.
Who's the chubbier one? Is it Tucker or is it Dale? I believe it's
Tucker. Is the chubbier dude.
Yeah, he's in it.
Oh yeah, Tyler Labine.
Yeah, he's quite good, and I only see him every few years. He's great in it. Escape Room overall, I don't really have. I can't say anything too much that's going to spoil the film.
No, that's.
But if you're into pretty intense puzzle thrillers of that nature, I definitely rate this film. So I recommend it.
Okay, no, absolutely, that's one to check out. Yeah. And another one.
The other one on the list is one I was notified by a person in my Twitch chat, Crazy Jack. Thank you for the recommendation, which is Ju-on Origins. Origins?
The fruitiest of evils.
Yes. Now, I was able to smash this out in its entirety last night because there's 6 episodes and they go for 30 minutes each on Netflix.
Oh, it's a series.
It's a series.
Ah, that's one thing you didn't mention when you sent it to me.
Yeah, so I sent you the trailer because the trailer is fucking bonkers.
Yeah, no. The trailer looked
I
dope.
will say that the trailer did reveal the best, spookiest bits, but in saying that, the story surrounding it, there isn't any jump. In my experience, there isn't any jump scares.
Yeah.
The threats and the thrill of Ju-on Origins, which is The Grudge, essentially come from the slow burn building up to the terrible events and the visceral horror and violence that is portrayed in the series.
Yeah. Okay,
now, the problem that I had with this is that I'm not familiar with the Grudge story.
Okay.
I haven't seen any of the previous films.
Yeah,
I'm just fascinated by the idea of them, and I'm yet to actually sit down and watch them all. So it's telling it's telling the story that spans these different characters and how they're connected to this house over the course of, say, 40 years. But because I'm unfamiliar with everything and everything was dubbed over in English, it's completely Japanese.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it with subtitles because I believe the Netflix version is fully dubbed over.
Oh, dude, I hate that.
I know.
I can't stand the dubbing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, trying to understand who's who and what's what was a little confusing, but it wraps up towards the end, and I kind of had to really pay attention to know who's who. So if you're familiar with the Grudge franchise in itself, you'd probably have an easier time watching this, understanding why these ghosts and demons or whatever are doing what they do, because I didn't quite get that. But
there's probably a lot of Easter eggs as well for those people who have seen it.
That's what I'm saying. I'm watching this going, this is interesting, but the spooky moments that are revealed in the trailer and when they're portrayed on screen and they make sense, oh man, it's so fucking hard.
So well.
So it is a slow burn. It is very much a drama as it is much of a mystery and a horror. But if you're interested in this is what I was saying earlier in the episode about a Hellraiser or a Halloween show or whatever it is, fleshed out over a TV series. Yeah, that's right. It takes the time to really invest you and explain things, to really get you to understand what's happening, as where a movie kind of has to cram all that in.
Exactly. A la Empty Man, our most recent DTCR.
That's right. That's what I meant to say regarding fleshing things out. So Ju-on Origins, if you really, if you're into a very unrated visceral horror experience, which doesn't just pull on the violence, but also the tension. Yeah. And all of that, definitely check this one out. I rate it highly.
And I see here as well, actually coming next year, 2021, June, there's going to be Ju-on apples as well. So that's
very good. And watermelons and grapes better be on the horizon too.
Yes,
delicious.
Absolutely.
Anyway, if you're into those things, definitely check those out. But I guess it's time
to wrap the show up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, exactly. It's time to wrap it up because there's nothing else to talk about,
Oh, Betty Sue, my cousin wife's trying to head on down to the trailer park.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for Trailer Park, my favorite part of the week, where we review the freshest trailers that have come to the interwebs this week.
Yep.
And we break them down for you with my clever little descriptions here, and we're going to discuss whether or not we think these films are going to be big summer blowouts or big summer blunders. It's always a good time. So, are you ready to head on down and see Betty Sue get the... I almost said spit roast again, and then I said it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Get the hamburgers a popping, crack open a Budweiser, and let's get on down to the trailer park and review some fresh fucking trailers.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Everybody listening to the podcast as well.
Yes.
Make sure you pause the podcast, watch the trailers.
Not while you're driving, you fucking maniac. Pull back.
Yeah. Pull over, watch the trailers, and then come back to the episode. And then do the same for the next trailer and the next trailer.
Exactly. Watch along with us so you understand what we're talking about.
Yes, moving on to the first one.
Absolutely. The Stand-In. Now, our first trailer off the park this week finds none other than Drew Barrymore taking a page out of Eddie Murphy, Adam Sandler, and most recently Seth Rogen's playbook and starring alongside herself. Here we find Barrymore playing comedy queen Candy Black, who after years of being the picture-perfect starlet, takes a fall from grace and is sentenced to 90 days in a rehab center. But that's not fun, so what if she sent her stand-in her place? Well, Barrymore also plays her stand-in, and after the rehab stint goes well, her stand-in begins making more public appearances for her. But will the limelight be too much for her stand-in to take? Only one way to find out. Coming to theaters December 11.
I just want to say before we dive into the actual trailer that the director, Jamie Babbitt, in 2008 directed a film called Itty Bitty Titty Committee.
Oh, my favorite. Wait, what's that?
It's the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. I didn't know that was a film.
That's fantastic.
And now I'm excited to check that one out. Anyway.
Wait, so you're saying he was a porn director?
Probably.
And now he's moved up. Okay,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Anyway, the film, as you mentioned,
torture
Drew Barrymore. Yes. Drew Barrymore starring as two roles in the same film, and saying that I couldn't get interested in this trailer, to be honest.
Oh, no, not at all, man.
Yeah.
And I mean, sorry, Drew, you put a fake nose on, you're still the same bitch.
I like Drew Barrymore.
Oh, no, I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. Don't get me wrong. One of her shows that I love her in is in my streaming service recommendations later. So I love Drew Barrymore. It's not a dig.
Yes, Drew Barrymore is fantastic, and I think she is great in comedic roles.
Though,
I just don't like the idea of this. Like, I'm kind of sick of like, okay, you're playing two roles at once. I get it. Like, that's fine.
Seth Rogen was able to take it in a more unique way the last time he did it, but this is just
It seems like it's going to be a little schlocky.
At least.
I'm just not in the mood, I guess.
That's right. At least Eddie Murphy had the, the
90s backing him up.
Well, that, but also he had the guys to dress up in different characters, you know what I mean? Not just be the exact same fucking person with a slightly bigger bridge on the nose.
And a little bit less makeup. Or more
exactly,
makeup.
That's right. And one looks drunk and one looks sober. Nothing about this really appeals to me. If this comes to cinemas over here at that time frame, this is a blighted. Yeah, there's no interest in this at all.
Yeah,
not even the cameos.
If you want to pique my interest, Drew Barrymore, come back for another season.
Stop it! Don't say it because don't say it. Don't say it. Okay, good man. Thank you very much. But you're absolutely right. That's right. This is a big summer blunder.
Yep.
There's no interest here. Moving on. Just quick off the park. We're not off to a good start. Not off to a good start.
Anyway.
Exactly. But anyway, Stardust. Our second trailer this week brings us the continuing Hollywood trend of making biopics out of larger-than-life characters from the music industry. Following the success of Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man comes Stardust about the late, great David Bowie. Johnny Flynn plays a young Bowie, telling the story of how an underrated and struggling to find himself Bowie travelled to the US in 1971 and carved his way into the echelons of music folklore and became the legend known as Ziggy Stardust. A well-deserving and potentially fascinating biopic, this is one sure to have award season buzzing. Or maybe not, because with only a budget of $5 million and not having Bowie's family's consent, therefore not being able to include any of his music, there is a good chance this bombs hard. Coming to theaters, who gives a fuck when?
Yes. So when I first saw the trailer for Stardust and I saw the opening sort of images, essentially, I've never been the biggest fan of like David Bowie, but I respect the craft and I respect the films that I've seen him in. I just haven't really listened to much of the music.
Oh, Labyrinth is fantastic, for example, but
in saying that, like, I'm a huge fan of Queen and I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
I like Elton John, but I haven't seen
Rocket Man.
This is well beyond the list of intrigue for me.
Exactly.
Stardust itself, I would be interested in a film adaptation of David Bowie's career, essentially.
Yeah.
If it was produced the same vein as other films. If it had a bigger budget, more respect.
Not only that, have the fucking consent to be able to use his music.
That's right. So to get the music itself can be a tricky topic, but if it's based on the actual guy itself, you'd think it'd be a little bit more involved. But in saying that too, I just can't. Fair enough. John Flynn, the lead actor. Fair enough.
Johnny Flynn.
Yeah, Johnny Flynn. Yeah.
Johnny Flynn from Dunny-Dale.
He's got his own musical career. He's got many albums. He's like a performer in his own right.
Yeah.
But I just don't buy into him being Ziggy.
No. That's exactly right. But lending back to the point of like consent and using music, are you right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anaconda 4, Attack of the Microphone. But in regards to the consent and that, his family said no because he never wanted one.
Nope.
He never wanted a biopic. So they said no, and they said, fuck it, we'll do it anyway. Just go and have his music. Oh, sorry, are you telling the story of a musician? Well, I think you need his fucking music. So this is going to be crap.
Yeah,
like
it's
full
gonna be
stop.
crap,
Like,
yeah.
it's in no disrespect to anyone involved, but at the same time, I think you've wasted your time here, and you're literally doing a cash grab.
It says
Simple as
here,
that.
the reception. So, NME, Mark Belmont, gave Stardust 4 out of 5, writing that it worked better as a...
4 out of 5.
Yep, let me get there for a moment. As a revelatory road trip movie rather than a biopic, he felt that the lack of Bowie's music robs the film of the sense that Bowie's glowing talent was being criminally ignored. So a film regarding Ziggy Stardust and David Bowie not including any of his music, and also probably dramatizing some of the events that probably way off track.
Yeah.
This isn't in for a good time.
It's going to be Hollywoodized. We know that for a fact.
Yeah, so I am not keen on this at all. As I said, I would be keen on this if it definitely had the respect and attention from his family and from the people who own the rights to his music, and they were able to pay more attention.
If this was an approved one. Yeah. If this was an approved biopic.
If they were able to pay more attention to it.
Exactly.
But in saying that, fuck this movie. I am not watching.
Exactly. 100%. Couldn't agree with you more. Big summer blunder.
Yeah.
Shitty trailer park this week. All right. Now, moving on. But maybe we're turning it around.
Maybe we
are. Stay tuned. The Midnight Sky. Our third trailer this week's come to us from director, leading man, George Clooney, as he brings his talents to Netflix. Adapted from the novel written by Lily Brooks Dalton, The Midnight Sky follows Augustine, played by Clooney, What have I done there?
You wrote this, dude.
I know. Follows Augustine, and as seemingly... Fuck. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Follows Augustine, played by Clooney, as seemingly, along with his daughter, the only survivors of an apocalyptic event that has made Earth inhabitable for human life, but not in the Arctic where they reside. A spaceship with astronauts on board is heading to Earth after a long mission, unaware of what has happened to Earth. So it is up to Augustine and I suppose his kid daughter to get into contact with them before they touch down to try and save their lives. Oh, how the plot thickens. Coming to Netflix December 23.
Yeah.
Oh. Yes,
Anyway.
because you're perfect.
I know. I am. Thank you for mentioning it. Anyway, The Midnight Sky is an interesting take on this story of futuristic science fiction.
Yes.
And I'm always open to these adaptations. And George Clooney, I love the dude and I respect his work. But of course, that magnificent beard that he's rocking.
Oh my God.
I am down as fuck for this.
Especially this time of year. It's fucking
right.
terrible
It makes
to look
me
at.
miss it.
Oh, God.
But not only that too, the supporting cast as well with Felicity Jones and the other actors.
Oh,
David
absolutely.
Oyolo, however you pronounce that.
Yeah.
And
Ayolo!
and other actors as well. I like this idea. It's got that vibe of Interstellar and Gravity and those other sort of futuristic science fiction films that we've had over the past 10 years.
Yes.
It's got that same kind of vibe, and I like that shit. So I'm down for this movie. I'm giving this a... What's the rating for Trailer Park?
It's been like 74,000 weeks too.
I know.
Big
summer blowout.
There we go.
I'm giving this a yas.
Yeah,
It's a big
exactly.
summer blowout for Midnight Sky. I think it genuinely looks interesting.
No, it really does, and I enjoy these types of films with such a small cast.
Yes.
I have always enjoyed those because I feel like
The
it gives
Martian
the actor,
is what I'm trying to think of as well.
from Matty Damon.
Yep.
I always enjoy a small cast because I feel like it gives those actors more of a chance to actually act and be a part of that character, not get lost in a shuffle, So I'm excited for this one. It does look good, and Clooney bringing his directing, which he is very good at, and of course his leading man skills.
Yep.
Netflix, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. What a Christmas treat.
Yes, for sure.
All right, let's move along here to our second to last trailer this week. We have Songbird. Wow. Just wow. Michael Bay has done it again. Honestly, I want to write a description about this. I do. But it truly does not deserve one. Dylan, I'd rather just discuss with you why this is one of the most blatant and insensitive cash grabs we have seen in a long time. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. Okay, so if you want to talk about, fair enough, we mentioned earlier that Borat definitely heavily includes modern influences of society in 2020, essentially.
As a punchline.
This film blatantly disrespects planet Earth and the amount of people that have died during COVID-19, because the whole film is based on a pandemic lockdown caused by COVID-23.
This film is set in 2022.
Yeah.
And essentially the plot is the world never recovers from this. The disease keeps morphing.
Yep.
The world now lives in isolation. You get put in concentration camps if you're infected. You have thermal thermometers on your smartphone, which is a good idea. I will just say, like, that's a great technology thing if we get that, but not for this purpose. And the movie is just literally cash grabbing on this current circumstance and the fact that it has crippled the world, and there's already a fucking movie about it.
Yeah.
And not only that, a well-fucking-funded movie.
Yeah.
By big people.
So this would have been filmed during a period of time when everybody was supposed to be isolating. And they were just like, you know what? Let's just make a fucking crazy action-packed...
And it's not... It doesn't look like it's on green screens.
No, that's
There's
right.
a lot of outdoor big fucking sets.
I don't think this is primarily Michael Bay's fault. Now, he is producing it, and you
Mm.
can definitely see his flair in the cinematography, but it's directed by Adam Mason and written by Adam Mason as well as Simon Boyers. So I get that they're trying to cash grab on the modern climate, but I just don't think that's a very good fucking idea considering people have actually... Fair enough, people who like...
People are still, not just have, still, America is still fucked, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, like, the world is still in its fucking heavy stages of trying to recover and come out of this particular crisis. Whether you believe it or not, that's irrelevant. It's a matter of cashing in on people suffering.
Yeah.
Whether you believe it or not, you've still been affected in one way or another where you haven't been able to go to the movies and see these films or not go see loved ones and family and friends and whatever else. So fuck this movie. To the moon, as Isaac Butterfield would say, those who are familiar with that. And I'm ignoring this one from now on, moving on.
No, absolutely. I will just say that I'm like really fucking disappointed that they've done this and done it so fucking quickly as well. Full credit to them for getting it done in a timely manner. Well
the reason
done.
That
if
Borat
only you put that much fucking effort into a normal fucking film and not a cash grab on people's fucking deaths. Imagine the Holocaust and them making a fucking film while it was still going on.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to compare apples and oranges. Very different situations, of course, but the exact same fucking thing. Imagine the Twin Towers falling down and somebody's filming a reimagining of it there that day.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
it's fucking
there
stupid.
was movies made about that years after, about the people who were trying to assist in those situations.
No, that's...
But in saying that, this is a pandemic, and that would be like if they made a dramatization about what happened on the plane.
Exactly, that's
rather
right.
than the people who are trying to fix it. It's about... Anyway.
No.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, exactly. Either way...
we got? Yeah, let's move on to the next one.
Everybody involved, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Like, and especially the actual known actors as well.
Yeah, go fuck
involved.
yourself.
Yeah, Demi Moore, fuck you. Anyway.
Wait, is she in it? I didn't actually check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, she's in it wearing stupid fucking glasses. She looks like a muppet.
Oh, that is her.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
Yeah,
All right, let's end on a fucking high note here,
yes,
shall we, Gillan?
Double wide!
Exactly, double wide, shortest length, 3-minute trailers, and then we've got this 16 seconds of pleasure right now.
Yes,
All right, we have Wally's Willy's Wonderland.
Yes.
Yes, official title, not too hard. Like, literally Google the film Wally's Wonderland, and it'll come up with both. So, up for grabs. But anyway, Wally's Wonderland, I'm going to call it. Now, after the absolute trash heap that was the last trailer, we needed something positive to cleanse the mind. Unfortunately, we do not have a full-length trailer yet. Just a teaser that runs 16 seconds, but fuck me, what a glorious 16 seconds it is. Here we find the next film from 2C3 Pod legend Nick motherfucking Cage. And in the official listed plot from IMDb, we have a quiet drifter is tricked into a janitorial job at a now condemned Wally's Wonderland. The mundane tasks suddenly become an all-out fight for survival against wave after wave after wave of demonic animatronics. Fists fly, kicks land, titans clash, and only one side will make it out alive. Coughs. Five Nights at Freddy. Coughs. I forgot I put that in there, and I just read the word.
Yep.
But we will definitely be keeping an eye out for a full trailer to drop ASAP.
Yes, if you've been listening into the podcast for the last number of months, we've talked about how much Nicolas Cage is definitely hitting his stride with everything he does, and you shouldn't discount the man, even though he does occasionally do the big Hollywood blockbuster, like do a voiceover in Into the Spider-Verse, but then also do like his very niche, crazy side project horror films like Mandy and A Color Out of Space and whatever else.
Yeah.
Wally's Wonderland on IMDb or Wikipedia Willy's Wonderland, depending on where you look at it.
I'm trusting I am on this one.
Yeah, Wally's Wonderland is essentially anybody who's familiar with video games of any age. Five Nights at Freddy's is essentially the idea of somebody who's been hired to monitor the security cameras and make sure that the demonic or possessed animatronics of that particular store don't run amok and potentially kill you.
Full stop.
Throughout the night. In this movie, it's the same thing except starring Nicolas Cage for one, and he also battles them.
Exactly.
I am down as fuck.
Oh, 100%.
For this film.
The fact that a 16-second trailer could pack that much in as well. There was blood splattered. There was action. There was slapping. Like, there was fighting. There was slapping. There was some of that, you know? Yeah. The old Sean Connery. But, but yeah, no, everything about this trailer was fucking dope. Like, I absolutely love this. I cannot wait to see a full-length trailer. And then, even better, we get the film. Yep. Like, seriously, the 16-second trailer could have been a teaser for a 5-minute short film, and I would still just be as excited.
I would watch the fuck out of this if it was a short film.
Well, I'm going to watch the fuck out of this as a full film. That's what we're going to do.
Speaking of short films, I actually forgot to mention one in my At Home with 2C3 pod. Oh, yeah. Karen Gillan, who was the star as Nebula in the Avengers film, and she's done a lot of other things. She actually made her own short horror film, which for about 14 minutes, called The Hoarding.
Did she star in it as well?
Yep.
Lovely.
Alongside another actress with Down syndrome.
Oh.
Both actors and direction was fucking superb.
Awesome.
Just look up Karen Gillan, The Hoarding, and it tells the story of two people that are like...
What was it available on YouTube?
YouTube, yeah. Okay, so back to this very quickly. I just wanted to bring this up because it was awesome. About two cleaners who are cleaning this house that's obviously previously owned by a hoarder.
Yeah.
And then the downstairs cleaner, which is the Down syndrome lady. I apologize, I can't remember her name right now. But the way that the film was shot and directed, like, I went and followed her on Instagram. Like, she's very prominent and very intelligent. There's nothing that's sort of getting in the way of her there. But her acting ability was in the short film was phenomenal. It worked really well. And then Karen Gillan to be on stage front and center and also be the director and writer of this. It had that passion behind it, and I just wish that there was a feature-length version of this.
There could be one day,
genuinely good, and I just wish that the same actors get the same type of role.
That's fantastic, yeah.
A whole film based around the two of them in this one house, I would be down for.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job to them.
No, exactly. Fantastic actress, and seeing her step behind the camera and writing and stuff like that.
Yes.
We love a good
But the first time I've actually seen a person with Down syndrome lead a role, it was done so well.
Well, we really needed to watch the Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yes, we do. Yes,
exactly.
Anyway, back to Wally's Wonderland.
That's right. Fucking yes. Nick Cage fighting all the robots and that. I just love that in the official description they say fist fly kicks land.
Yep.
Like, I just love that. I just love that. Like, fist fly kicks land. Titans clash. Titans clash. Right. He's a fucking janitor. He's a hitchhiking janitor.
Yeah, but Nick Cage is the Titan.
No, I know, exactly. It's fantastic. So this is clearly the double wide, even though it's 16 seconds. Shitty trailer park this week, but I'm always glad to stop by there and yell at some dicks.
That's right. Quick recap. We have the stand-in, Drew Barrymore and Drew Barrymore. Not interested. Stardust as well. This was all about... an adaptation of David Bowie's life, without permission and without his music. So fuck this film. We've also got the Midnight. So we've had a bit of an up and down with this trailer park. We've had the Midnight Sky, which is the latest and greatest future science fiction film, going to Netflix, of course, starring
December
George
23.
Clooney, directing as well, which is awesome. Songbird, go fuck yourself.
Fuck everyone.
And Willy's Wonderland. Just wash your willy, please. Do that. It stinks.
It
looks amazing. Which Five Nights at Freddy's live action film, if you're interested. That's
absolutely.
What it's all about.
But yeah, that was essentially the trailer for the trailer that we're going to get. You know, so it's coming back.
Of course.
All right, now moving on. I think we've got some music we need to play.
Yeah, a little bit of music.
All right.
It's time for Yas or Pass, excited or blinded.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and it is time for Yas or Pass, excited or blinded.
Yep.
Now, one of my other favourite segments of the week where we preview the films coming to theatres this weekend. Check your local guidances around the nation and around the world as to what's coming out near you. But this is what's coming out near us this November 5, today, release day for our weekend. Now, we have 3 new films coming to theatres this weekend and 3 possible options. Shall we get started? I know, you're doing nothing wrong, man. I'm just looking at you going, what do I do? I do this every week.
Yes,
right.
Let's get started. Okay.
Exactly. All right, first film this week, we have Radioactive.
Yes, so Radioactive.
Look out! Radioactive film.
Look out! Radioactive film. So, this is the story of Rosamund Pike from...
Yes.
Well, this is an Amazon original coming to theatres as well, so get excited.
That is correct. We did review this in Trailer Park about 2 months ago.
However long ago it was, that's right. It's a biographical drama film directed by Marjane Satrapi, starring Rosamund Pike as Marie Curie, basically somebody who...
Or Mary Curry, as she's known around the block.
Yeah, so I don't remember exactly what the story is about because I haven't seen the film or read the book, but it's about a woman who discovers radioactivity or discovers how to utilize it.
Well, science and stuff, and you add that together, and then you put it in a beaker.
Yeah.
And you get a woman.
Oh, wow.
Exactly.
Watch out, Sean Connery, get away from this.
Exactly. Oh, you.
Anyway,
Right.
I like Rosamund Pike, and I like the idea of, telling a story of science. So,
I know. I love how we have no idea what Mary Curry did.
Mary Curry, yeah.
But either way, fascinating old school story. A little bit of a biopic here.
Yeah.
Amazon original, so it's going to be quality.
Anya Taylor-Joy is also in it.
Exactly, of course. There's another pointing in the right direction. But anyway,
off the rails.
Honestly, I'd prefer a burrito, but for the curry, what are you thinking? I'm sorry to anybody who's offended by this, but we don't know about Marie Curie.
Okay, so now before we recorded the episode, we said, we'll have a chat. Now this would be my pick, but
let's chat. Let's do it, man.
Okay,
we've been sitting for hours. Now it's time to talk.
This would be my pick.
The time for talking is over. I'm sorry.
This would be my pick if we had to choose. But let's quickly go through the other options to see if there's anything better.
No, that's fine. Exactly. I am also, if there's something that is playing that isn't coming out this week.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's an option. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The second one this week is, I'm going to say Ip.
Yes, Ip Man.
Ip Man, or IP Man as he's more commonly known, Kung Fu Master. Now, as I said off air, I believe this is the 73rd Ip Man that we have had coming to theaters since the beginning of the podcast. So, anyway, because last year we had Ip Man 4, the finale. And now we've got Ip Man Kung Fu Master. So, we've got the next in the series of, I believe, Chinese films.
Yes.
Ip Man.
Yes.
So, what are we thinking?
So
Ip Man,
according
Donnie
to
Yen.
IMDb, during this time as a political captain in Foshan, IP Man is targeted by a vengeful gangster just as the Japanese army invades the region.
Oh,
I haven't seen any of the Ip Man, IP Man films, but they apparently are very good.
Oh, yeah.
And very action-packed.
Well, there's 5 of them.
However many there are.
Well, we previewed for Yassel Pass Ip Man for the finale.
That's
only
right.
last so so
that's right. So it probably will be a good time. So if you're interested in seeing like a
martial arts film,
of course, and having to read subtitles, that might be a good pick as well. But in saying that, we won't know what's going on because we haven't seen any of the previous ones.
No, that's right. So this one will be a slightly hard pass.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
No disrespect to the genre.
That's right.
All right. So our final option this week is an Australian film. An Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. We have Brazen Hussies. Now, ain't that just a peach of an Australian title?
Yep.
Brazen Hussies. Now, it introduces the contemporary audiences to the Australian second-wave feminists who declared war on male chauvinism. So, Sean Connery, they would not be fans. But anyway, this looks like a film.
It is. It definitely has its market, and we are not a part of that market.
No.
I think we would be banned from seeing this movie.
I was going to say, I think our penis is exclude. There you go.
Exclude.
Yeah. Ooh. Big words. Anyway, right, so Brazen Hussies. No, it's a hard pass. It's a documentary about feminism. Do we look like it?
Okay, now before we decide on what we actually see, now I do know that there are a few other options still floating out there in the stratosphere of cinematic releases at our local cinema at the moment.
That is correct.
Now, if we have a look at the other ones, I don't have them open right now, but
I had them. I will just say you missed the chance to see Savage.
I did miss the chance. Okay.
Unfortunately. So Savage is off your list, but I will just say, if we're comparing options, okay, if we're looking at this weekend, all right? Now, we've had the 3 that we've mentioned, and I'll briefly run through the other ones. There's Rams, okay, it's there, it's a thing. Mm-hmm. Then we have Honest Thief, which you've already seen, YouTube review over at DTCR.
Yep.
2C3 Pod. Then we have The Craft Legacy, the Blumhouse, the sequel to that one.
Yes, we do.
That's a thing. Then we have The Empty Man. Freshest review up on YouTube right now, 2C3 Pod. Then we have the Australian comedy Never Too Late with the old fellas trying to escape from the retirement home just for one last dash at freedom or life. Right. Then we have the Johnny Depp and Forrest Whitaker led City of Lies.
Yeah. Now
which is like...
That's the other one that's sort of piquing my interest.
It's got a name.
Because it's got 2 very high-end lead actors.
And that's exactly right.
The other option would be either The Outpost, but I'm looking at...
That's Clint Eastwood's son, And Orlando Bloom.
I'm looking at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday because I won't be able to see any movies earlier than that.
No, that's fine. I'm looking at that as well.
Trolls World Tour was on earlier in the week.
Yeah.
but that's during the day. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to see a during the day film.
It is on Saturday.
Is
Trolls
it?
World Tour. Yeah. But
Wait,
also...
I'll be busy on Saturday.
okay. But also, I will just say, I mean, that film's been out for fucking ever now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm
a
just
little
trying
bit
to
of
well, what would be the option then? Because the films that are coming out to cinemas this week
A pretty...
pretty meh. So
Yeah,
we
exactly.
may have to get back to you on which film we actually see
Honestly,
this
man,
week.
I know I don't think you have an interest in it, but considering it's a Blumhouse property, I wouldn't
Oh,
mind
The
seeing,
Craft.
Yeah, The Craft Legacy.
You know what? Let's do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm sure The Craft would be on a streaming service as well. We might be able to even
I
watch
might be
the
able to
first
check it
one.
out.
Do a double dip.
Double dip into The Craft.
Double
That's
dick our
right.
doinks into The Craft.
A film all about women?
You fucking heard me.
Oh, I definitely did. All right, well, that will be our choice for... Fucking hell. Just remember your shaved man.
Shut the fuck up.
So, our review for next week, if you check over to YouTube,
Yeah,
will
let's
be
do
The
it.
Craft Legacy. But getting a move on with the episode, because we took a lot of time out just then to decide what we're going to see.
No, that's exactly
If
right.
you're
We'll finish this
thirsty-
up. Oh, you taking it?
No, you're taking it.
All right. If you're thirsty for a recommendation, may I suggest taking a dream from this streaming service?
Jesus.
I paused at the wrong bit. Streaming service.
You did.
Anyway,
Anyway,
this is
what
the
have we
top
got?
pick from each service that I like to watch right now for you guys. Anyway, Netflix, as we mentioned earlier with Drew Barrymore's shitty attempt at movie this week,
Yep.
we have Santa Clarita Diet, okay? Underrated, such a good fucking series. 3 seasons on Netflix. It's been out for ages. I know everybody's seen it, but it's so fucking good. Anybody who hasn't, give it a chance, and then write a letter to Netflix at the end of season 3 because they're never going to wrap the bitch up, and it's fucking annoying.
Yep.
Anyway, Stan. Gran Torino, my friend. Clint
Magnificent
Eastwood.
film,
Exactly.
yes.
2008 came out when I worked at the video store.
You worked at a video store?
Apparently. But anyway, Gran Torino, it's a fantastic film. Go and watch that. Amazing. Amazon Prime, we have The Gentleman, of
I
course.
swear you've already said this.
No,
like in
I
a
said
recent week.
Knives Out.
Yeah, but I swear you've said
I
Gentleman
might
as
have,
well.
but it's good.
It's-
Anyway,
yeah.
Knives Out and The Gentleman. They're both on Amazon Prime. They're both fantastic films that came out at the beginning of the year. Go and check them out. Kickstarted our year perfectly.
That's right. And now before you say the next one, this has given me the one reason that I want to get this streaming service. Because
I
I've been
knew it.
waiting for it to come
I
somewhere.
fucking saw it.
The only problem is that the only way for me to watch this would be either on a phone or a computer, but not the TV, because I don't think there's an app for this yet. Is
Yeah.
there?
Oh,
Because I haven't
100%.
been able to find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I've got the app on my phone if you want to check it
No,
out.
on the phone it's fine. Yeah, I get it, but on like an Xbox or a PlayStation,
Oh, no. But Chromecasting, mirroring.
I'd have to get a Chromecast. So
Well,
for me to
somebody's
watch,
living in the Stone Age.
oh no, right.
17 monitors in this room alone.
So for me to be able to
Yeah.
watch this on the big screen, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to get a subscription and a Chromecast. But in saying that, this
Don't
film,
you have a web browser on the Xbox or something?
I
was gonna say-
it might work.
Yeah, I was going to say web browser.
Anyway,
Website?
this has given me the inkling
Yes.
to actually get this service
Do
now
it. Do
and
it.
possibly get a Chromecast to make that whole thing a bit easier for me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The last service is Shudder, of course, and the film is Reanimator this week.
Yes.
One of my
I've yet to see
absolute
it.
favorite, H.P. Lovecraft's Reanimator. Absolutely glorious fucking 70s horror. It's great. Okay,
Yep.
if you haven't seen Reanimator and you've got Shudder, get on it right now, okay?
Yep.
All right, those have been my thirsty stream recommendations.
Excellent. Well,
And-
one more for Disney Plus. I know
yeah, exactly. Fucking
Well,
nothing.
The Mandalorian season 2 is out now.
Oh,
so
is it actually out now?
apparently
Well,
so.
you're welcome for the Mandalorian merchandise.
Yes, thank you.
gave
So
you a mug.
I might actually tune into that and watch
Okay,
that, but
yeah.
we'll wait until it's all out.
Get
Anyway,
a second email.
yeah, second email. Anyway, that has been our show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening into that. We greatly appreciate that. You can certainly find
yeah.
us on Facebook and Instagram. All you have to do is search at 2C3Pod.
Exactly, that's right. And wherever you're listening to, as I said at the top of the show, thank you for your continued support. But if there is a way to rate, review, subscribe, follow, do all of that jazz, it helps us out a lot. Apple Podcasts, of course, keep us on that chart that nobody pays attention to. But I like to think it's a little bit of validation. We have a cliche slogan. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course YouTube.
Big
It's
summer
all
blowout. Now, if you want to support the show as well, you can certainly find us over on TeePublic and Redbubble.com. You can get yourself some t-shirts, fridge. You
can just get a fridge.
Just fridge magnets, t-shirts, all of that goodness. But you can also support us as well. I'm moving on. You can also join us on Patreon.
Absolutely. So many benefits there for Patreon members, of course. 3 affordable
It's
tiers.
here, isn't it?
Oh, man, I know. And it's not just the shave faces, but
Yeah.
we do have so many benefits over there on Patreon, of course. There's exclusive sticker. There's bonus episodes. There's early episodes, of course. There's tell us what to review and stuff. You
Yep.
have all the control, but most importantly, you get a fucking shout out. And we have some wonderful people we're going to shout out right now. Of course, we have our hero, fucking Alice Reddit. Then we have our... I always do that. It's like I'm slapping her in the face, like Sean.
Fucking hell, let's read it.
And then we have our bloody legends, of course. Courtney Harris, Gingerly, Hypnosil, Parks and Degradation, and of course Caesar. Thank you for your continued support. We appreciate your support greatly. And not only that, if that's not enough for you, fucking PayPal, motherfucker. Two's Company, Three's Podcast.
He's lost his mind.
At gmail.com. Flick us 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1 million. All of the above would be greatly appreciated. And all of it comes straight back into the show. And we've got some mad giveaways coming up soon that we need to fund.
That's right, of course. Now, of course, we also do...
Kate Winslet.
We also do videos on YouTube as well, if we didn't already mention that bit. We've got new podcasts, though. Yeah. I skipped a bit. Wow, we've lost the plot. Yeah. It's, all right, anybody who's listening right now, it's hot in this room, and we've been in here for a while, and we always lose our mind towards the end of the episode.
Quite
so,
much.
we have a new podcast episode every single week, every Thursday, releasing 2 a.m. with what you've just heard, news and reviews, what we've watched at home, Trailer Park and Yassel Park, and Thursday streaming service recommendations.
Oh, it's just, you lucky devils. There's so much there. But
Bring
not only
it
that,
back in.
head on over to YouTube and check out 2C3 Pod, okay? Head on over there, subscribe, rate, review, ring that bell, do all that jazz. But most importantly, DTCR does the cinema, where our weekly reviews are all up there. We're going to go and see The Craft Legacy for next week's review. Look out for that. Look out for last week's one. It was Empty Man. And then not only that, full podcast episodes as well from our streaming. But what streams? Where did you do?
Yes. Okay, you can certainly, if you're interested at this point, you can certainly find me on twitch.tv/Dylan2C3pod with the occasional just chatting, streaming, and also first-person shooters and horror games and all of that jazz. And also this podcast, which is certainly found on our Facebook account as well.
Lucky fucks.
You can find you as well on Twitch.
Exactly. Mitchell2C3pod. Simple as that. Twitch.tv. I don't know. I do stuff. He does
all
stuff.
links are down below. God damn it. It's time to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and those stuck around with us for that. We greatly appreciate that. My name is Dylan, and as always with my co-host,
we've still got trivia, Mitchell. And do not forget, we are Two's Company, and you are the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around to the very end of the episode where we've got some movie trivia, which is leading up to the end of the year.
How did you do it? I almost didn't make it through to the end of this
episode.
Yeah, how did they do it? I don't understand.
Jesus Christ, I don't know. We nearly just, we could have just burnt this house down by now with how hot it is. Anyway, the horrible scoreboard, which has really proven to us that we really don't know anywhere near as much as we thought we did about movie trivia. We've got Mitchell leading the way by 1 point of 19 questions right out of 41 questions.
I'll fucking take it.
Yeah, and me... Whoa.
Did you read it?
I did not.
If you get this right, I'll backslap you. I'm going to give you the old short
Slap me with
special.
your back. And then me tailing behind of 18 of 41. I did have the lead for a long time, but then he's quickly packed it up. Exactly. Anyway.
Because I'm goated.
Dude, you're a dad. You're definitely getting this one
right.
No. No, don't be worried.
How many kids do you have? Fuck!
Name all the 7 dwarfs in Disney's classic Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
Oh, god damn. Okay, this has been a while, and I haven't seen that in a long time. All right, there's Sneezy.
Yes.
There's Grumpy.
Yep.
There's Dopey.
Yes.
There's like, Happy.
Yes.
Sad. No, it's all right. It's all right. Give me a chance. There's
You've got 3 more.
There's
So far you've got Dopey, Grumpy, Sneezy, and Happy.
Yes.
You've got 3 more to go.
And then there's like we'll come back to mine. Okay. I'll get through yours. All right.
Okay.
All right. In Top Gun, what is the
Jesus.
name of Maverick's co-pilot?
I haven't seen Top Gun.
Oh, man. Confessions of a confession. All right. Well, you sit on that one for a minute.
Yeah, okay. Back to you.
All right, okay.
I don't think either of us are getting this one.
No, exactly. So I've got Sneezy, Grumpy, Happy, and Dopey.
Yep.
And then there's like...
3 more.
Yeah. There's like nonchalant. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, nonchalant. And then there's like, there's Harry. Is there Harry?
McCleary from Donaldson's Dairy? Nope.
Oh, wait, there's like... This is the mute one. He's like, and there's like, I'm stuck on D. It's not just, wait, maybe that's Dopey. I don't know. Is it Drex? Drex. Yes. He slept next to Happy. And Happy
He keeps a knife in his pocket.
Confused?
No. Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Neither of us got a point then. You missed out on Bashful, Sleepy, and Doc.
I said Sleepy.
Hold on. Did you?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I said sleepy, dopey, happy.
No, you said sneezy.
Wait, sneezy was one as well?
Yeah. No,
Fuck me.
You missed sleepy, but you got sneezy.
And it was Doc. See, that's where I got Drex from.
That's wrapping up the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Nonchalant.
God damn it. This podcast
awful.
hasn't even been that long. What the fuck has happened to us?
I know.
I don't know.